And here we are, back at Arco roundabout. Yesterday we went down to Caglietta. Today we're heading down to Maddalena del Mar. And whilst I've been that route before and filmed, who knows, there might be something different to see today. Let's hope so. You can always turn off. Please note there's only pavement on this side until we get to the junction. And then there is pavement on the other side. But where you step off of it at the bottom, you're on a completely blind bend. So I prefer to walk on this side where the pavement runs out and where indeed it's steeper. So it's not great. But I did go to the other side one day, nearly got killed at the bottom. So I've sort of been put off that. Just have to avoid the cars coming up, or they have to avoid me at least. Oh, it's still out there today. I wonder if the whale watchers are out. I wonder if the whales are out. More to the point. It's a really different thing going walking in the afternoon to the morning. The sun being in a different place. Hope the picture's not too wiggly. I could see people looking at me thinking, what is that woman doing? You'll probably get a view of their faces in the cars as well. The roundabout here is particularly nicely planted. It used to have 6 olive trees. It's only got 5 now since a car flew out of the end of the tunnel and took one out. You know, the standard of driving here is not great. Let's just see what's flying out the end of the tunnel. Nothing, hooray, good. Cross, always sounds like something coming because the foul air extractors are buzzing and it sounds much like a car is coming. Oh, this is just gorgeous. Sunshiny, hardly a cloud in the sky, parasenders jumping off the mountain. That's my normal start point up there, the highest bit. Look at that. Cross the road so that we're on the seaward side. Just breathe in that air. I can feel the hot air coming up from the beach, which we can't see here. There's a grey stony beach down there. It is accessible, but it's like walking on marbles to get down there. Grey basalt marbles. You'd be better off going down on a tea tray. A luge. Can't imagine me on a luge. See, this, before the tunnel went through, this was the road to the airport. So if there were any rock falls, you had to turn right, and blockages therefore, you had to turn round and go round the island clockwise to get to the airport. So, you know, You had to make sure of your roads in those days. And that's not so long ago. It really isn't so long ago. Can you see the, oh, it's maybe too bright. Whole wall of bougainvillea there. It's very nice. It's great. Any minute the sun will be a bit behind me, I think. Well, unless they're completely crazy, you'll see that car coming back in a minute, because this road is closed to traffic, even though some banana boys have just shifted the concrete bollards. They'd be crazy to go through. Hey. Oh, look! Acanthus, the first I've seen out this year. Just there. Can you see that? The pale blue. There's an agave up there and some hibiscus. The rest is pretty weedy. Well, we say it's weedy, but actually it's, I don't quite know how to say it. Is it physalis or physalis? That fruit that you get in a papery outer with a little orange fruit inside. It just takes over out here. That was a whole bank of it there. Physalis? That sounds rightish. Well, when you guys end up coming to Madeira for a holiday, you people that regularly look at these videos of mine, you won't need to do these walks. You can choose to do other ones because you've seen them all. Back across the road. The base jumper's got a blue parachute. That's not very useful, is it? We'll be able to see that. It'd be great if he landed down on Madalena Beach as I got down there. I could film him doing that. I've seen some appalling landings. Oh wow, there's circling round, you won't be able to see this, it's so sad. Circling around the base jumper is a bird of prey. I don't know whether he thinks it's an enemy. Possibly. The reason I'm keeping you on film at the moment, it's a nice clear airway from the new tunnel, escape route for people, not cars. Remember yesterday I was saying they pegged the mountain back with giant screws? There's a really good example of that there. Lots of giant screws. I'm sure they've got a technical name. No idea what it is. You guys can Google that and let me know. Yeah, I was keeping you holding on to take you through the first tunnel. Now, I don't quite know how far into the tunnel I'll be able to film and you still see, but this is the tunnel that I always joke was built by my dad, who was a bodger extraordinaire. You know, make things work, but it never looked very pretty. And that's this tunnel. Bananas in flower through there. Sunlight flashing. That's the access road down to that beach. So the first 20 metres or so had some concrete on it, and the rest, nothing, marbles. That's my dad's tunnel. I remember coming in here one day. We look after a house, or a pair of houses down here, and I drove down here one day when the road was still open and joyfully just entered the tunnel, you know, at, I don't know, 30 miles an hour, I suppose, which is quite quick on this road. And just where that wet patch is that you might pick up in a minute, there'd been a roof fall, and I whacked into this great big pile of stones. Is that car coming back? Yeah, sensible thing to do. Please don't go through the puddle and splash me. Yes, he is. He waved. Strange. It's not so bad in here. You can see the roof. It's like my dad did it with a garden spade. This tunnel's not so bad. I certainly don't get scared in here. But the next tunnel is a much longer tunnel, and it has no lighting. But anyway, I'm going to run the rest of the way, and I maybe pick you up at the bottom.